Okay, over there is where we had our lovely breakfast. And here is the tennis court. And I can't really get a good shot of it, but this is the motorhome where we slept in last night. Inside the motorhome. Okay, Connor, will you tell us about the car you just bought? Okay, it's not the best shot, but there it is, the motorhome that we slept in last night.
One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning, down the track came a hobo hiking, and he said, boys, I'm not turning, I'm headed for a land that's far away, beside the crystal fountain, so come with me, we'll go and see the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes, and you sleep out every night, where the boxcars all are empty, and the sun shines every day, on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees, the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The farmers' trees are full of fruit, and the barns are full of hay. Oh, I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, where the rain don't fall, the wind don't blow, in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, you never change your socks, and the little streams of alcohol come a-trickling down the rocks. The brakemen have to tip their hats, and the railroad bulls are blind. There's a lake of stew and of whiskey too, you can paddle all around 'em in a big canoe, in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, the jails are made of tin, and you can walk right out again as soon as you are in. There ain't no short-handled shovels, no axes, saws, or picks. I'm a-going to stay where you sleep all day, where they hung the Turk that invented work, in the big rock candy mountains. I'll see you all this coming fall in the big rock candy mountains.
Pears. So the shop we went to, I think, was called like a Save On Foods, and like that's some of the healthy food we bought: sesame snaps, chocolate bars, and oatmeal for breakfast. Connor knows how I feel about plastic bags, so I'm going to teach him a lesson so he remembers never to get a plastic bag ever again. There's Connor, he's sleeping. Connor, yep. How'd your leg get all scratched up? That's a story. Will you tell us a story about how your leg got scratched up?
Yeah, I was stealing apples from a farm.
So we're going to camp here. I thought maybe we should ask over at the cafe if we could camp here because I don't know, it seemed like the right thing to do, but because we've wandered so far away from the cafe, I don't want to backtrack and ask them, so we're just going to camp here anyways. You have these mountains in the background, and I always like to awake in the morning and have, you know, an interesting view, something nice to see out the window or outside. We're surrounded by mountains. We're in a valley. I think that's what this is called, a valley. And Connor, what do you think? Shall we camp here? Okay. You see, I don't think this fire here was an accident, because like this building here, like that was a shed of some sort, and that there was probably the home, and both those constructions have been burnt down. And then over here, this property or this space here was burnt down as well. And I don't know if it's a good idea we camp here, but we'll camp here anyways, and just hope for the best. Connor, what's that in your hand?
It's some corn.
Can you tell us where you got it?
We got it in the skips.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I woke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I'll always love you and make you happy if you will only say the same. But if you leave me and love another, you'll regret it all someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. And no one could come between. But now you've left me to love another. You have shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Please don't take my sunshine away.
It's actually got gas in it.
In all my dreams, dear, you seem to leave me. When I awake, my poor heart pains. So won't you come back and make me happy? I'll forgive, dear, I'll take all the blame. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I
hopefully not.
love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, here's Connor in his sleeping bag. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's saying it's too cold to get out of his sleeping bag and doesn't want to get out. You hanging in there? So this is where we camped inside the cave, or it's not really a cave, it's a tunnel. And as you can see, it's raining and we don't want to leave. So we might spend a few more hours here until the rain slows down or stops. Okay, here we are on the Kettle Valley Railway, and these tunnels, they're like, they're called the Othello Quintet tunnels, and they were designed by, well, not really designed by, but this guy named Andrew McCulloch. But anyways, Andrew McCulloch was the engineer behind making these tunnels. Other engineers wanted to bypass these granite, I don't know if you call them mountains, but like this is all granite, and other engineers want to bypass all this, but McCulloch, he was determined to go through them. And in the years 1911 to 1916, these tunnels were made probably with use of dynamite, and now they're disused as part of the Kettle Valley cycle route, which is part of the Trans-Canada cycle route. And sometime in the 50s, it was like 1959, they just said, okay, this isn't working, there's too many rock slides and too many washouts. So in 1959 they said, alright, no more railway, and it became like a park or a cycleway. And it provided shelter, and it provides shelters for like touring cyclists to like camp and camp overnight. And we've discovered some ancient hieroglyphics. Connor, we get a shot at the hieroglyphics. Aren't they fantastic? Okay. And what else is quite interesting is your man Andrew McCulloch. He was really into Shakespeare. He was inspired by some of the lines of Shakespeare to create this. And what he would do, he used to hang out with some of the workmen, the construction workers involved. He'd hang out with them, and by the campfire he would recite Shakespearean poetry to them. And he was such a fan of Shakespeare that some of the train stations along this way were named after Shakespearean characters. For example, Romeo, Juliet, oh yeah, and then there was like Porsche and Mercedes and Ford Fiesta, just to name a few. And flashlights are useful inside the tunnels. We have like the gorge, these are the cliffs where Rambo actually like hung for his life in the film First Blood. Down below is the Coquihalla River, and in the film this place is called Chapman Gorge. But it's really I don't know, kettle something or other.
But I soon ended up upon the old main drag. There the he-males and the she-males paraded in style, and the old man with the money would flash you a smile. In the dark of an alley you would work for a five, for a swift one at the wrist down on the old mine drag. In the cold winter nights, the old town it was chill. But there were boys in the cafes who'd give you cheap pills. If you didn't have the money, you could cajole and you'd beg. There was always that.
Okay, I don't mind too much putting water.
Out in the blue and into the black, they give you this, but you pay for that. Once you're gone, you can never come back.
Okay, we've just loaded our bikes and stuff on a train, and hopefully this will take us to Kamloops. We're not sure where it's going. We're going to have to lay our stuff low. We have to lay our stuff low to make sure it's not too visible, because we're passing by this diner where the engineers change, because I understand the engineers only do like 6, 7, 8 hour shifts and they change drivers. We're in motion. Our bikes and our gear are loaded. Okay, goodbye Boston Bar.
King is gone, but he's not forgotten. This is the story of Johnny Rotten. It's better to burn out than it is to rust. King is gone, but he's not forgotten.
There's a big paper in Kamloops.
Rock and roll can never die.
So that's when we're here in Kamloops.
There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my.
We were thinking of camping up in this dam. And we thought it's too exposed to open air. We had a look about and found a nice spot in here. Connor, were you warm enough last night?
Just a butt.
And how are you feeling this morning?
Good.
Okay. One of the proud sponsors. Okay, Connor, show us your carton. Like in, all right. So that's like half of a tub of soya ice cream. We couldn't decide how to split the tub, so we just like split it down the center.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And we're like a couple of junkies. We're hiding out behind like a Presbyterian church. The church looks like it's closed, so there's like no one about, and thinking it might be a nice place to even camp, but there's hills over there. There's like hills, and they extend like way on over. So ideally, like it'll be nicer to camp up in the hills, but I'm quite happy just to camp here. What do you think, Connor? Where do you prefer to camp? Okay. Okay, so this is Connor here after like after getting his fix of ice cream, but maybe too much ice cream.
Whatever it costs, I will pay. So be easy.